How's it going, everyone? Today we'll be playing this Doctor Strange leadership deck against Magneto on heroic difficulty. I've played Magneto a few times already on my channel using different Phoenix decks. I really like the matchup Phoenix has with him, and I always like trying to keep the heroes from the same wave as the scenarios when I can. That makes it more fun for me. But I have given up on Phoenix for now and turned to one of the strongest heroes in the game to attempt to take down Magneto in my quest to beat every scenario in the game on heroic difficulty using a different hero. So Doctor Strange, of course, at one point in time was head and shoulders above every other hero in terms of power level in the game. He's come back to the pack a bit now just because of, well, I guess he hasn't come back to the pack, it's just there's other characters who are similarly very strong. But he does a few broken things that still no character can match. He starts the game with this Invocation deck in play, which has these 5 powerful events with a special ability that he can trigger by exhausting and paying their cost. So 0 cost to draw 3 cards, 1 cost to add 3 tough statuses. These are incredibly strong cards, and so as long as we can just play a lot of these, it gives us a great chance against any heroic scenario. We can also apply stun, apply confuse. So this is the central part of any Doctor Strange deck. Despite how strong Doctor Strange is, Magneto is one of the hardest scenarios in the game, so we still need to build our deck carefully and play very well, planning around the things that Magneto can throw on us to give ourselves the best chance to win. And this is one of the things I love about heroic mode. We don't have to make any apologies for playing a really strong hero, because as long as we match the power of our hero with the difficulty of the scenario, we get a very close, decision-filled, action-packed game. Of course, the focus being a leadership deck is on the allies. We're playing some of the strongest allies in the game, of course, Nick, Maria, Beast, Professor X for some confuse. The one that might stick out a bit is Rocket. Rocket can only be played from hand if you're a Guardian, but we can still make the call for Rocket or Summoning Spell to get Rocket into play. And Rocket is just a massively efficient ally. Doctor Strange has a little bit of trouble. Among his weaknesses are dealing with minions. There's one of the Invocation cards that deals 7 damage to an enemy. Kind of overkill for a minion. A lot of value there is with the stun, so we'd rather do that against the villain. Magic Blast, his only attack, is relatively expensive and also is much better at the villain because of the statuses that it can apply. So Rocket really goes a long way towards helping us deal with minions. I'm also playing the Sidekick package of 1 copy of Sidekick, 2 copies of Side by Side. I really like this with Wong. So Side by Side will ready the Sidekick and the hero, then either heal one from both or give both a stat buff. Doctor Strange, needing to exhaust to play his Invocation cards, has really, really good use for being ready. So Side by Side makes a lot of sense there. And also Wong, we won't be just chewing through Wong's hit points throughout the game because of his action, which can either heal 1 damage from Doctor Strange or discard the top card of the Invocation deck. So early in the game, we might just be doing that, but then later in the game, we can really do some burst damage with his attack and then readying and buffing stats that can help another one of Doctor Strange's weaknesses, which is burst at the end of the game. We have, the Magic Blast and the Crimson Bands, but Magic Blast, a lot of the cost here is built into the status effects. Crimson Bands is, 1 in every 5 cards will see that. So a little bit of burst goes a long way towards closing out a scenario as scary as Magneto. Beyond that, we've got some of the Mystic staples, obviously 3 Spiritual Meditation, just an amazing card. Summoning Spell, really important when you're playing Summoning Spell to track the allies that are still left in your deck, to optimize your game play as much as possible. I'm playing Sorcerer Supreme, another Mystic no-brainer. We've got Quinn Carrier for a little extra resources. Triskelion, this is one I included after doing some of my practice games. Because many of our best cards are allies, we're playing just a lot of allies in general with Make the Call. Summoning Spell is an ally-focused card. Wong wants to stay in play a long time. Because the best thing to do on our turn is often playing allies, I found myself sacrificing allies due to the ally limit fairly often. So Triskelion, while being a minimal investment that doesn't impact the board immediately, I think goes a long way towards keeping the rest of your turns efficient by being able to play your allies without sacrificing them or giving up the chance to block with them. I also want to call out these band togethers. Of course, anytime you can consistently have 3 allies in play, it's just a phenomenal card. But I really like these because of Magneto's armor and Magneto's helmet, which you need 1 of each resource type to discard, and this can make all 3 just in a single card, which is fantastic. So there we have the deck. It's a very powerful deck, as Doctor Strange is, and not only that, but I've juiced it with some of the best leadership cards. All that being said, I still expect a really tense game with certainly no guarantee of victory, so hope it'll be a fun one. Let's check it out. All right, as we get started here, finish shuffling up. I want to have full disclosure. I've been attempting this matchup a few times already on camera. I had my first one where I just felt I could optimize my deck more, and I know it's interesting to see those games, but I also don't want to just show you 10 losses to Magneto on my channel. And then the last game I played was actually a fantastic game. I ended up losing, and it was about a 4.5-hour game. So I hope you'll forgive me for not sharing that one. If this happens to be a win, I don't want it to make it seem like, oh yeah, I just whipped this up and won on the first try. No, I've been playing this, testing this a bunch off camera and then a few on camera. I'm also still trying to, well, okay, so if you're seeing this game, it's either a win or it's a good loss, hopefully one that shows off at least the Sidekick cards, Sidekick and Side by Side. So I never want to post a guaranteed win, gotta keep you guessing, gotta keep you along for the ride with me. But certainly this is either a good game or, yeah. If I posted it, I hope you can trust me that there's enough interesting stuff going on and I won't waste 5 hours of your time. I'm going to try to play pretty fast. Like I said, this most recent game I just finished went super long. So, and most of that is from just thinking about the strategy. But I might not read too many cards. I'm going to try to make some decisions quickly, just to keep things in a reasonable time. Okay, some great things here in hand. We've got 2 doubles to pay for Nick. And the cloak. So Master of the Mystic Arts is a good upside card. I'm probably going to discard this Images of Icon because the 7 Rings is so good. Winds of Watum is so good. And this is fantastic with Winds of Watum. But I'd rather this first turn, yeah, just get a more consistent play, try to find an ally for some more blocking. All right, start off with Spiritual Meditation. There's another ally. Nick. Draw 3. Ooh. Sorcerer Supreme and Cloak turn 1. Probably need to play Kalu though for another block. So is the Images of Icon worth playing, or do I look for something else? Might be worth it actually. Let's do Kalu first. We also got, geez, we got all three double resources turn 1. So I mean, hey, that's the sort of thing we need to win these games. So once I put 1 to hand, I'm going to end up being able to pay 2 for the cloak, need 1 for images, so whatever I put in hand probably isn't doing anything. So I could keep a card around for next turn. Has to be an event. So I could keep Protective Ward, just there's some obnoxious stuff that I can block with Protective Ward. Also, Master of the Mystic Arts, there's a good chance I draw towards Winds of Watum. I'm going to keep this. This is a good upside play. Because if I play the images and the next card is Winds of Watum, we can keep going off. And probably play Sorcerer Supreme and Cloak of Levitation. Well, we'll have Cloak of Levitation already, but... So yeah, I'll keep that on top. Pay 1 for the images. Confuse Magneto, but he is steady for now. Alright, not the Winds of Watum. But I can play the Cloak and play the 7 Rings. Which causes me to discard Sorcerer Supreme from hand for now. But these are the kind of early tempo plays we need to make. Pay 2 for the Cloak. Ready. Pay 1 for 7 Rings. So it's interesting with Nick. There's 1 copy of Electromagnetically Sealed, which makes it worse for us if I put the Tough on Nick. Oh, actually, before I get ahead of myself, let's not do that quite yet. I want to use Kalu first. So as I was saying, if we get Electromagnetically Sealed as an encounter card, it's better to have Nick die to the attack. If we get Electromagnetic Blast as a boost card, it's better for Nick to have a Tough as he takes the attack. So it's ever so slightly more likely, since we're going to get 3 encounter cards this turn, it's more likely we get Electromagnetically Sealed than Electromagnetic Blast. So I'm not going to give Nick Fury a Tough when I do this. But we will thwart for 2, so in case we do get a sneaky advance, we won't have to draw an M-type Sentinel. Okay, yeah, that was a pretty great turn 1. Got the best upgrade in our deck in play. And we're pretty survivable, so can't ask for much more than that. One on the main scheme. Magneto attacks, Nick blocks. Or sorry, not Electromagnetic Blast. There's the one, no, Metal Shards, Metal Shards. If Metal Shards defeats an ally as a boost, it's an extra magnet counter. Now what I tell you? Schemes for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bringing us to the next stage. Which comes in with 1 magnet counter already. Okay, I will go to Alter Ego and Exhaust, because 3 extra resources that's a pretty big cost. So we'll remove that from the game. Okay, meditation. Meditation. So I wonder if it's worth it to... Yeah, can Vapors of Valtor, tough into stun. Can thwart this with Kalu and Beast. Kind of wastes the tough. Resources are a little awkward. If I play Beast, I won't have anything to spend that resource on. So the next the next two cards are either Crimson Bands or Winds of Watum. Thinking about using my Alter Ego ability. Winds of Watum giving me some draw, gives us a much better turn. Crimson Bands, not as good. But it does give me a place to put the resources if I play Beast. So I will discard Vapors of Valtor from the top. Crimson Bands it is. I could also, instead of Beast, I could play Eye of Agamotto and still play Crimson Bands. Crimson Bands lets me kill Unicioni, which I think is very good. Go to hero form. Okay, I'm gonna go with Beast. It sucks to not get another one of our key upgrades in play, but if my practice games have taught me anything, it's just that we need to bend over backwards to control the board early. And stuff will come out when we have our nice Winds of Watum turns. Ready with the cloak. Beast attacks the tough off of Unicioni. And then pay 2 and Crimson Bands Unicioni. Keep Kalu's tough for a block. Okay, one on the main. I kind of want to take this in the tough. There's certain cards like, or into Doctor Strange's tough. When we get back to Vapors of Valtor or Rings of Ragador, I'd like to be able to put the tough back on there. Electric Shock is kind of awkward with a tough. So I'm just going to take this attack to Doctor Strange. And enjoy one of our, what will be very few single encounter card turns, or double encounter card turns. Okay, deal 1 damage to each character. So it didn't really matter that I did Doctor Strange there. But at least the tough, I mean, we still get the block from Kalu if we get attacked again. And I spoke too soon, we get up to 3 magnet counters, remove them, and discard until we hit another magnetic card. Okay, which stinks a little bit, but honestly it's not a bad time to draw this one. And we didn't have to discard many cards to do that. And in my 4.5 hour game, I ended up with 3 acceleration icons on the main scheme, so the more we can slow that from happening, the happier I will be. Come on, bro. All right, schemes for 2, 3, 4. Oh my goodness. That is hilariously bad. I might scoop. Okay, well, I'm not going to scoop, but it is unbelievably bad. Okay, so since Physical Strain is not attached to Magneto, we will get a magnetic attachment and reveal it. We're going to get the bubble, because the bubble is not so bad as we're still setting up the early game. Good news is we don't have to see advances for a while. We still don't get a safe flip down because of Master of Magnetism. But when we inevitably go through the deck again, we've got to play around advance the rest of the game. So I could have cleared Orbital Decay, but I decided to clean up Unicioni instead. The silver lining, yeah, right, I don't like that we advanced, but the silver lining is there's actually nothing for us to deal with. So we get another good setup turn. We'll play Quinn Carrier. We'll start with Winds of Watum to draw 3. Anyone interesting to make the call? Make the call. Nick Fury is an option. So, thinking about if we would ever spend this turn in Alter Ego, just for the extra hand size. Master of Magnetism would still need a boost of at least 2 to end the game. There's 2 copies in a still relatively thick deck. If I go to Alter Ego, it makes me less inclined to play either Nick or Professor X. Well, Professor X definitely not getting played. I like Mockingbird for the stun. Okay, 3 for Mockingbird. Oh no, hold on. Three for Mockingbird, band together for Quinn Carrier, 1/2 for Astral Projection. Yeah, I like that. 3 for Mockingbird, 3 for Quinn Carrier, 2 for Astral Projection on Orbital Decay. So we'll hit the 3 no matter what, but we get a peek at the top. Magnetic Missile. Now Magneto loses steady. So he's going to be stunned. The only upside, going to Alter Ego, obviously it's going to look stupid if one of the 2 encounter cards we draw is Master Magnetism. Actually, the top magnetic card is going to be this, which is actually 1 less boost icon. So we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, plus the extra boost. So we'd actually need to draw a boost of 3 to lose from that. We're going to reapply the Confuse potentially with the Images of Icon. So I am going to go to Alter Ego. I am going to save Mockingbird's attack because Magneto has so many ways to get the tough back, and it's legitimately very likely that I will have wanted to save Mockingbird's activations for minions and side schemes. And I'm going to leave this on the top. one threat. Confused. This surges. Okay, Magnetic Mayhem is actually, I guess, it makes Masters of Magnetism a loss, but it's generally not that bad of a card to see. And the Acolytes, okay, also not a bad one. But this one is not bad because I'm going to plan to leave this and play the rest of the game. And this is fine because it's only 3 threat to remove. Now our hand isn't best suited to take advantage of this turn, since we don't have much draw. But I can set up Wong. I'll have to sacrifice an ally. And I guess I'll just Magic Blast. Yeah, might as well just Magic Blast. Only going to be 5 damage, but yeah, actually a pretty stinky turn. That's the risk of, you need to run enough allies to survive, but then you get turns like this where only worthwhile things to do in your hand are allies. I could try to get something else besides Images of Icon. Actually, yes, I will, because we've got Astral Projection as a thing to spend resources on. That can deal with this. Okay, I'm going to discard this with Steven. And again, we don't have to worry about the Confuse so much right now because we're all out of advances, and we might be spending the foreseeable future in hero form. So go to hero form. Vapors to change your tough to a Confuse. Ready. That's another place to put resources. Even though Magneto's already stunned. Actually, yeah, it's going to be nice because we'll do that. Pay 2. Let's think. Because that goes into the bubble, but we don't get retaliated because it's not an attack. So I have enough resources to play a 3, 2 for Crimson Bands, and another 2. So I guess I'll skip Magic Blast for Wong. Get my Sidekick mate out there. But if I want the triple to make Wong, or if I want, yeah, I need Band Together to make 3 in order to play Wong, which means I have to give up an ally. We're going to be inefficient either way. Okay, so I'll Band Together for Wong, getting rid of Kalu. Pay 2 for Crimson Bands. 7 goes into the bubble. I'm just going to have Wong heal Doctor Strange for 1. This scenario does have a surprising amount of chip damage. And don't need to waste Wong's hit points before we've got Sidekick in play. We ultimately will hope to win the game from a big side-by-side turn, where we're giving the stat buffs instead of healing, so we need to have some health built up in order to do that. Then we'll Astral Projection the Acolytes. Get a peek at the top, even though it doesn't matter again. Clear that. We'll have Mockingbird attack. The damage goes on Magnetic Bubble, which gets discarded before Retaliate can happen. And then Beast will stick around to block that assault we saw on the top. Oh, well, oh no, yeah, we'll still get the assault first, but we do go through the deck. So we'll have a lot of encounter cards this turn. But Beast and Mockingbird are suitable blockers. At the very least, save Wong's hit points for for attacking minions, even if not for the end of the game push, which probably a far ways away at this point. All right, 1 stun, assault, block, Magneto tough and another boost. Three magnet counters. Can't be stunned, can't be confused. Well, now I wish I had some of those band togethers back. Could be a window to get Triskelion out. I could clear one of these with just 3 resources, but it feels so bad to do that without a band together. Also, this is our only ready this turn, so got to play these 7 rings. So I can play 7 rings, Maria and Triskelion. Can pay Rocket to play the 7 rings and then make the call Rocket. Oh yeah, that's equally efficient. So do I care more about... Man, it's nice to get Triskelion in play, especially... Well, we already saw Caught Off Guard. It's just going to make sure we have efficient... Going to really help with the efficiency of turns later. But man, Rocket also just cooks minions. Only seen 2 M-type Sentinels, 3 of 5 Acolytes. Yeah, that's a tricky one. Either one of them I'll probably have Thwart 2 on the main scheme this turn. I like Triskelion out. There'll be more make the calls in the deck. Can always make the call once we draw the actual minion. Can also 7 rings first, just in case we get... Oh, is Winds of Watum guaranteed last? It is guaranteed last. Okay. So actually, we can Master the Mystic Arts that for an extra resource. So, okay. I save Mockingbird. No, Mockingbird's gonna have to... Just thinking if I activate before doing the 7 rings. Well, Maria's gonna thwart for 2. Again, tough. Likely just comes back. Okay. Exhaust, pay 1 for 7 rings of Ragador. Pay 1 for Master of the Mystic Arts for Winds of Watum. Hello. Well, I like Nick a little better than Maria. There's a few things we could draw that would, like if we draw Sidekick here, that would be insane. Even if we draw Ai Agamotto, that would be insane, so we'll go for Nick. Okay, a double hand Sorcerer Supreme also perfectly works. So we pay 2 for Sorcerer Supreme, 1 for Triskelion. I'm going to kind of stack these because they'll never have to exhaust. Four for 2. And save these guys. So aside from being on main scheme 3, this is the best looking start I've ever had, that's for sure. And we drew another Master of the Mystic Arts. Okay, 1. Nick blocks because he'll be dead if he doesn't get to block, so might as well block with him. Master Plan, excellent. Another reason we keep Magnetic Mayhem in play. Master of Magnetism, let's... Okay, what's going to be the top boost card? Ah, shoot. We're going to exhaust our identity. We're going to get up to a 3rd magnet counter from this attack. Really hope we don't see metal shards. Just going to take this one on Doctor Strange. It's always nice to be free of the tough when we're about to reset the deck for the next 7 rings, or but also we give up our ally slots a lot. I'm gonna block with Mockingbird, but we also have to exhaust our identity. So Mockingbird tough. 3 magnet counters. Hopefully we get just like Electric Shock. It is metal shards, unfortunately. Had to happen at some point. And here we are. Pay 1 for Master of the Mystic Arts. Drawing 3. Spiritual Meditation. Discard. Okay, we've seen all 3 Master of Magnetism now. So Alter Ego form is safe. Granted, there might not be any reason to be an Alter Ego form now that we have Sorcerer Supreme out. But I could basically this turn Professor X, next turn. Now we're going to run this out pretty soon though. Okay, I think enhancements is the worst. Oh no, I'm definitely not thwarting this turn. Okay, Spiritual Meditation. Ooh, I might Magic Blast this turn. Definitely going to discard one of these with Band Together. Oh, I have another Astral Projection. So probably going to make the call for Nick. We've got a window here to play Sidekick, which I would really love to do. We've also got just our regular draw from Winds of Watum. Is my other... No, I spent Band Together already. Could discard both of these. Potentially. Okay, let's pay these 4 for Nick. Making the call. Draw 3. Oh, we could just set up everything. Ready. Yeah, I could literally play all 3 of these and still have the Quinn Carrier left over and the Eye of Agamotto left over. So in that case, I could make the call for somebody else, maybe Maria Hill, I think would still be efficient. Oh, hold up. Band Together, discard 1, make the call Beast. No, I can't do that. No, that doesn't work. Okay, 1 copy of Side by Side is in the deck. Okay, as nice as Winds of Watum is, this is such a good opportunity to clear one of these. All right, so if I clear that, 2 for the Eye, 1 for Sidekick, 1 for Sanctum. Or I can 2 for Make the Call Maria, 2 for the Eye, 1 for Sidekick. That fills up all my ally slots. So Maria or Sanctum Sanctorum. It's got to be Maria, right? I'm just not going to use Sanctum that much this game. Okay, attack Magneto, hit the tough. Band Together, discarding the The stun one is more relevant to what we're doing every turn. The helmet needs to be removed because we need to confuse Magneto once we reshuffle the encounter deck. Could also wait to defeat one of them until we run through the encounter deck, just so we know we won't draw it again. But it's not that bad of an encounter to draw. Even if, as long as there's no acceleration icons here, even in advance, we'll usually need to hit quite a bit of boost icons. Although we do have the amplify in play. So yeah, advance, we should pretty much just assume advance kills us. Okay, sorry for the wait here. Go fast when we need to, go slow when it's a big decision. I'm gonna get this done. I could have drawn first. See, pay 2 for make the call, Maria. Oof. That doesn't actually change anything. Again, we've got extra ally slot from the Triskelion. Pay 2 for the eye. I mean, this would let me keep Sanctum Sanctorum in hand. But it's not a card I want to keep in hand. So, pay 1 for Sidekick. On Mr. Wong. It's a shame I'm at full health. Wong's kind of going to waste. But I'm serious when I really want to be picky about Wong's hit points. Because the way my practice games have gone, you get some metal shards, you get some minions that you just need to kill, and then either Wong dies due to metal shards, or you want multiple readies for the end of the game. So I don't even really want to thwart this main scheme. Except that Maria doesn't have a strong attack anyways. So Maria will, and we see both metal shards, right? Yeah, so we don't have to play around that this turn. We could just save Maria, actually. So we've got Mockingbird and Nick to block this turn. So Nick will attack for 2. And this is how damage is going to come by, basically. Chip damage. Sometimes you might get some Crimson Bands in there. I'm gonna learn from my past and not attack with Wong. As obvious as it might seem to just, oh, you're at full health? Nothing else to clear on the board, just attack. I feel somewhat strongly in this. Okay, 1 card is shy from running through the deck. Alright, Nick blocks the first attack. Oh, I guess the side scheme that adds 2 threat per ally is going to be crazy bad if we ever have 4 allies in play. Okay, Electric Shock. 1 damage. Wong might get to do something now. And we are stunned. Not a bad draw at all. And Senyaka, also not a bad draw. Okay, so geez, outside of those advances, this has been a massively favorable pass through the encounter deck. Okay, could do some side-by-side action. No Master of the Mystic Arts in hand, so we'll just rip Winds of Watum to start. There's one, two more coming. Vapors of Valtor would be nice. Change my stun to a tough, especially before defeating Senyaka, who'll deal us 3 damage if we're still stunned. Alright, Images is pretty bad. I think I'm going to discard that with Wong. Wins again. Well, Spiritual Meditation, because now we might redraw into Master of the Mystic Arts. Oh gosh. Let's do it again. So I'm not going to summoning spell. And let's do it again. Master of the Mystic Arts. Ready. I mean, taking 3 damage from Senyaka is not the end of the world. But I'd almost like to remove this while we have a chance as well. But I would need to attack to remove stun, ready with side-by-side, attack again. Not play the winds at all. I kind of think this is a good use of the turn, though. Would have been better if we had Vapors of Valtor on top. I'm not going to try to dig for it. It's not that big of a deal. Need to make sure someone's actually killing Senyaka. That'll be fine with allies. Could pop Magic Blast just to remove my stun. That's a fairly legitimate option. But Magic Blast gives us a chance to apply a status to Magneto as well. Pushing damage is always nice. If I draw, what am I actually doing if I draw this many cards? I guess I'm just going through my deck at a speed that will get my side-by-sides, all my damaging stuff back in hand fast. But like I said, if we just draw all ally stuff, we're going to be full on allies. So I'm going to attack to remove my stun. Side by side. Ready both. We'll say stat buff, because Wong's at full. Doctor Strange is only one away from full, and I'll be attacking this turn anyways. This also gives me an efficient kill of Senyaka. Do I even play magical enhancements? Just because I don't have so much action going on from hand. Let's play, maybe we do Magic Blast first. Pay 3 for Magic Blast on Magneto. 5 damage plus Mental, which is Confuse. Nice. Oh, wait, no, I need to, fuck. I had to remove this first. So, options are, I screwed up, I don't get the Confuse. Option 2, I was obviously planning, I was saying it out loud, I was obviously planning to attack and do this. Should I redraw my thing though, since I have that knowledge now? Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, rewind, I'll need to reshuffle this. Because obviously if that was, no, because if that was a stun, I wouldn't have even thought twice about it. But I was very much planning to do that. I'm still going to redraw this. And if I actually win, I want this to be as impeachable as possible. I'm going to say, and it was Sanctum Sanctorum. I'm going to say I screwed up. Still get the 5 damage, of course. Not a waste of a card. But that was just, that was dumb. So resource-wise, spend 4 on Beast, get Band Together back, have it for the attack, play a Magical Enhancements, play Kalu. Okay, probably going to lose an ally here, no matter what, to make it efficient. Oh! Yeah, I could have planned so much more ahead. Play Kalu, play Beast, get Mockingbird. Oh no, I just make the call Mockingbird. Use her up, make the call. Alright, let's just attack while I have... No, but the whole point was I was maybe going to play Magical Enhancements if I can squeeze it in. So, right, okay. 4 for Beast. Get this back. Lose Mockingbird. Make the call 1, 2, 3. Keep a ward in hand just in case. So I'd basically be giving up a block. Well, all this does for me is 1 damage, so, okay. Alright, pay 4 for Beast. When he enters, we'll get Band Together back. I mean, because I'm buffed, I'm going to use my attack, even though I've been saying I wouldn't. Attack, Magneto for 2. Play 1 of each to discard. Wong attacks Senyaka for 3. the whole point of saving my hit points is to use it on boosted attacks. Well, I have a boosted attack now, so let's just do it. We get stunned. Mockingbird will attack for one more. All right, make the call, Mockingbird, for 3. To stun. Maria thwarts for 2. So she'll be on blocking duty if we get an extra attack. Beast attacks for 2 just because there's nothing to thwart. And we still want to get damage where we can, of course. I think Mockingbird, she's got an extra... Yeah, we'll attack. We're going to need to clear up. With full ally spots, we're more inclined to use up our activations rather than save them. So keep this protective ward in hand or not? I think yes. I could go and count the deck to make sure, but what might be in there, but that will take a lot of time. Oh, did I just draw that? Oh, no, never mind. Okay. 1, stun, 2. Gang up is okay. Like I said, we got plenty of blockers, so I don't think I need to cancel that. Maria blocks. Did I put the magnet counter on already? No. M-type Sentinel. Oh, geez. This might be cancelable. Because we cancel all the effects. It's not just the when revealed effects like some similar cards are. So we'll take 5 damage. We are in a good enough shape to deal with this Sentinel. This is going to be a pretty efficient play. Protective Ward. All right. Still looking good. Still just a turn where we can do some damage. Could nick first. We still got 1 Master of the Mystic Arts in there. We'll fill up our ally slots. Okay, the final card is the Side Scheme Electromagnetically Sealed. So it has a boost effect that exhausts all allies. But it would be very bad to draw as an encounter card as well. Don't think I have a way to cheese past it. Such as with Fabian, or because we'll get the 3rd magnet counter when Magneto attacks, and this will be the boost for that. Right, there's only 1 card, yeah. I think I just cannot tolerate it as an encounter card. We're going to block with 1 ally, but then it's going to come in with 8 threat. Is that okay? Kind of assuming I stun Magneto somehow this turn. Oh, we got both Astral Projection still in the deck. So that will give me some thwarting when that comes out. But if I go for this massive draw play of Nick to hit a Master of the Mystic Arts, draw 3 more, what are we? We're gonna pass. We're gonna pass by those. Sort of don't want to play Nick, because I think I'm gonna end up. There's a good chance I end up giving up an ally slot anyways this turn. And I like the sound of making the call for Rocket if we draw him. Okay, I'm going to exhaust to just straight up play Winds of Watu. Okay, Vapor is definitely a playable one. Swap our stun for a tough. Or we kill the M-type Sentinel, Magneto gets a tough, and we swap that for a stun. If I'm tough, and I block with an ally the first attack, magnetically sealed as a boost card exhausting all the allies, it's not the end of the world. Can use Wong to cycle this as well if there would be something better. Crimson Bands obviously pushes damage. Can't believe I'm saying this, but do we go for a 2-turn win with the amount of damage potential in hand? Probably not. Every time I think in my practice games that that's a possible idea, it ends up being horrible. And then I get overwhelmed and I have to stay alive and then I lose. It's ready. Vapors make this a tough. I'm thinking about discarding past that with Wong because of my blocker situation. Crimson Bands being a strong play here. When we advance to stage 3, we're going to get that as an encounter card. Oh, did I say 8 threat before? That's going to have 10 threat if I have 4 allies. So if I stun and advance, we're going to get a 10 threat side scheme there. We also shuffle back the advances. If I get a window to confuse, that would be nice. One of these cards is Professor X. Can always Crimson Bands just to kill the M-type Sentinel. I can push an unreal amount of damage though. Wong to get to Crimson Bands. Okay, 2 for side by side. Giving stat buff. Pay 2 for Crimson Bands. We advance. Someone's got to kill the M-type Sentinel though, because it has guard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the M-type Sentinel. Okay, yeah, we're nowhere close to winning. Okay, I think I want this as a boost. Could be nice if this discarded the top card of the deck, but it just looks at it. Yeah, I feel fine getting my allies exhausted, because I'm going to keep my tough. We'll block with one of them. Don't have a ton else to do in hand. Could have Wong heal right now. No, because I'm gonna heal when I side by side. I'm gonna have Wong attack for 2 on the Sentinel. Pay 2 for side by side. Heal 1 from both. Oh, and sorry if you'll let me... Instead of paying one of these cards, I want to pay Rocket to get him in the discard. You could just keep Nick in hand for next turn. Make the call paying 3 for Rocket. Rocket attacks the M-type Sentinel for 4. So we overkill 1 before the tough goes in. Mockingbird hits off the tough. Someone should thwart the main scheme. For 1, just in case we hit advance. We might not lose. Yeah, we need to hit a boost of 3 to lose to an advance. Oh, crap. We're going to draw through the deck and get dealt this as an encounter card. Well, now I'm going to keep this Astral Projection in hand. And we're going to be totally loaded on blocks. And we're going to put 2 on here on the main scheme, which makes it so much more likely to lose to advance. Okay. Pay 1. For 7 rings. Sorry, I'm gonna thwart with Beast first. Then 7 rings. And we've got so much toughs and blocks. I'll attack with Wong. And end the turn. Alright, this is the scariest turn of the game so far, as we get a 10 threat side scheme and get our acceleration icon with advances back in the deck. If we survive this, we got Professor X for Confuse. I mean, we got a lot of thwarting, so it just depends on whatever else we draw. Hopefully we draw some more attacks, because we're pretty well positioned to deal with that. Oh wait, no, I will be able to block before we draw this. Okay, so 8 threat. Every little bit matters. But none of it matters if we get, oops. Ooh. But none of it matters if we get advanced, so. Two on main scheme. Mockingbird block. Third magnet counter. Okay. This turn was going to be rough no matter what. So you'll come in with 8. Ah. Yep. Oh my goodness. Okay, well it only really stinks for magnetically sealed. This is, okay, we're gonna go hit him with the D20. But, okay, that was a good turn, though. We didn't have anything else to answer, even though the metal shards is annoying. We get to basically spend this whole turn dealing with this, and we're going to confuse Magneto. Possibly advance as well, or go to the next villain stage. Yeah, this is 12. Let's start by trying to get lucky with astral projection on magnetically sealed. Oh my goodness, bro. Holy crap. Okay, so we're gonna remove 6 threat from here. All right. After my 30th loss to Magneto, I promised I wouldn't complain about getting lucky across. Actually, okay, I had about 30 with Phoenix, about 10 with Doctor Strange, so. Right, if I astral projection again, that'll hit it for 6 again. But I would rather just play Professor X to get that confuse. And we did end up, right, yeah. The helmet did end up getting back in there, so that could be annoying. But this protects us a bit. So then, I guess I can save Beast for a block. But Doctor, Professor, and Rocket all thwart magnetically sealed. I don't think putting this to 0 is worth sacrificing Beast. I guess Professor X will take the first block no matter what. Metal Shard's about to wreck us again. If it kills Beast and Rocket. Don't want to use Wong for an activation. Do I want to use Wong to get a new look at the top? I like the Crimson Bands, though. Because assuming we get a manageable encounter turn, right, we can... It's our by far our best damage pushing card. It pushes damage and controls the board via the stun. Yeah, the only reason to thwart with Beast... I could attack with Beast and Wong in advance. No, I'm gonna save that. The only reason to do this is because we lose any value whatsoever with metal shards. We are discarding to a magnetic again this turn. Yeah, metal shards really gets me here. Hopefully I draw Protective Ward. I'm going to keep it as a block. As block / we can always thwart it next turn. There's no risk of this going this turn, because an advance kill probably kills us no matter what. Well, let me think about that. If we get Helmet into advance, man, I shouldn't even play around that. Well, because we're going to get a magnetic card, so we might advance. It might be the Helmet. I'm at 10. If I had to take an attack to the face, I could. Actually, what was this top card? It was the armor, right? Yeah. So we know, well, okay, we only know that that'll be the first boost. That doesn't tell us anything else. I would have been happy to draw that as an encounter card, though. Relatively happy. Okay, I'm going to thwart for 2. Got Rocket for a block. If we need it. Metal Shards obviously sucks, but then we'll keep Wong. Okay, I was gonna say biggest turn of the game again, but every turn from here on out is the biggest turn of the game. All right, Magneto attacks, Professor X blocks. 3 magnet counters. Well, okay, so Surge. Yes, okay. As long as it's not the helmet. Yep, 2 cards. Okay, Shadows of the Past, yep. Always kind of a bummer, but not as bad for Doctor Strange as it is for other heroes. And I would honestly say that it dilutes the potency of the encounter deck. All right, and this is going to, gonna have to have Rocket block this one. So we should, pretty much next turn, I would expect us to get a protective ward that we can keep in hand. That gives us the ultimate final layer of protection against advance. And so if we make it so that we just can't lose as long as possible, we'll eventually get there. What is the top? I think it's still the armor. Oh no, this thing was in there. So Rocket will block. Magnet counter. And into the turn. Whoops, I need to reshuffle this. But every upgrade at our disposal now. Yeah, the fact that we could take all of those exhausted, still thwart that 8 threat side scheme. That was a great turn last turn. All right, fire off Spiritual Meditation. There's that protective ward if we want to keep that. So a funny hand with no allies at all. Very strange. No make the calls. If I can Magic Blast to kill one of these minions. Side by side to kill the other. Might actually enhance Strange this turn? How does this work? They won for enhancements. 1, 2, 3 for Magic Blast on one of them. Thwart this for 3. Ready. No, don't ready yet. I really need to play this Rings of Ragador because I've got no other blocking help. But this answered my question of I can play side by side. I sacrifice the protective ward. There is another protective ward in the deck. I can still, assuming I do the stat buff with side by side, I can still thwart this for 3 in one go, and then I don't need the enhancements. So I think I don't need the enhancements. Gotta remember, this will confuse me. Wong. Oh, but I don't... No, I gotta do the stat buff. Wong attacks for 2. Baron Mordo. If I rings now, I'm going to waste the tough on this next attack. But it's a better use of my ready than... I guess I could thwart this from the main scheme for 2. Or I could just Magic Blast Amelia. No, I don't mind giving myself a confuse because I can always swap it for a tough when Vapors comes out. I'm gonna thwart this for 2. Side by side. Stat buff. Wong attacks Baron for 3. I play Rings of Ragador from the top. Ready myself. Thwart this for 3. Yeah, weird turn with no allies, just can't really push much damage. Shadow of the Past obviously gives us more than usual to answer on the turn. Then we'll pay 3 for Magic Blast on Amelia. We discard the top even though it won't matter for anything. And become confused. Keep the Protective Ward in hand to avoid some worst case scenarios, such as Metal Shards killing Wong if that would happen. Alright, now we got our allies. So 2 on the main scheme. Magneto attacks. Going to eat this one into my own tough. Ooh, Underfire gone. Sick. And then 2 encounter cards. Okay, Electric Shock is totally fine. Stun, 2 damage. Exhaustion. That is borderline cancelable. We've got one more Protective Ward in the deck to have in hand for next turn. There's 6 for our draw. Can always try to find it with Kalu, or actually, am I making the call for Nick? No, Nick isn't in there. But I've got Kalu and my draw 6 to find my other copy. And it's not like I mean, this is just going to be a very efficient use of resources just to cancel this. I'm going to cancel it. Because this can only cancel treacheries. We might end up drawing something that's, might surge into the helmet or something. Which, actually, this would be a fine turn to have the helmet. Well, no, I guess not really. So I could hit Nick again off of Summoning Spell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a few other allies in there. Maria Hill is in there. Do I have 8 allies or 9 allies? I think Maria Hill and Nick are the only hits. Hitting Nick is so good, but I'm worried about it passing by our Protective Ward. Is it just too conservative though? Because like the only thing Ward really stops is like double advance or helmet advance. Helmet advance is such a specific sequence. Okay, apparently we saw one advance that I forgot about. So we don't have double advance to worry about, but we still have helmet advance to worry about. What else might Kalu find? I think I want to Crimson Bands. Get that stun. two more Spiritual Meditation in the deck. One Master of the Mystic Arts in the deck. Man, I can't play around helmet advance. And we still might end up with the Protective Ward anyway, so I should just do whatever is best for this turn. I wish this was making 2 resources right away. I think the upside of Summoning Spell is so high. Worst case is Maria, which is still a similar amount of draw as Kalu. But Kalu does dig farther. Okay, the upside is just so massive if I hit Nick. I'm going to go for Summoning Spell. Paying 2. Okay, well, at least we didn't get past Protective Ward. And it's actually better if we don't draw it in this hand so that we can still be efficient with resources. Now I'll pay 2 for Kalu. So like I said, I'll just get Make the Call in hand. I actually might play Make the Call this turn. But would rather just draw Protective Ward going into the villain phase. And Band Together is a triple now, so I could get like Beast. Beast to get a double back to play Crimson Bands. Seems pretty good to me. Or I like Master of the Mystic Arts to play Crimson Bands, but keeping it on top for next turn. If I didn't say already, right, this is not actually an attack, so I can do it even while stunned. Really just can't afford to use Wong, can't die to Metal Shards. So I'm thinking about about advancing. But I would need advancing to stage 3, that is. I would need Beast attacking. Wong attacking for 2 would get it done. Then Kalu to hit off the tough Crimson Bands going into the meat of Magneto. That might be appealing enough to lose the tough. We're going to go through the deck. We're going to have a 4 encounter card turn, plus probably another magnetic card. Metal Shards completely wipes us. But if we make it through that, as long as we just survive that, I mean, I'm not wasting that much by just Crimson Bandsing now. So I should just do that. Okay. I'm going to Make the Call paying 4 for Beast. We'll get Band Together back. Exhaust and pay 2 for Crimson Bands. Advancing us to stage 3. Which comes in tough. Still confused. Deals us 1. 22 health. Oh, and I can play the Vapor. Well, no, he's already stunned from Crimson Bands. Oh, but I can give myself a tough. So lucking out that it's a 0 cost card there that I can just play right away. I guess I'll change. It's more likely I'm going to want to attack to push damage, so I guess I'll change stun to a tough. I'll have Maria thwart for 2. She'll be first blocker. I don't want Kalu to attack because of metal shards, taking him off the board completely. Beast attacking off the tough is, well, we'd rather knock off the tough with 1 damage, but don't always have that option. I think I will attack off the tough. Ending the turn. And now the next biggest turn of the game. Oh, did I use, no, I didn't use Wong at all. I can heal for 1. I'm going to heal for, well, or do I cycle images actually? Yeah, I cycle images. Okay. So the tough is almost to keep Wong from metal shards as much as it is a nice block for an attack. Alright, so probably seeing 5 encounter cards this turn, but we've got Protective Ward for the worst one. Blockers galore. Nothing built up on board already. This is as good as it can look, outside of maybe hitting some lower boost icons on those advances early in the game. All right, here we go. 2 on the main scheme. Magneto is stunned. Let's get rolling. Electromagnetic Blast. Hits these 3. Not sure it's worth it. So the biggest thing for cancel is an advance after we reveal the helmet. Under Fire's already gone. I think I need to let this one happen. I'm not going to exhaust the upgrades. That doesn't matter if they're exhausted. That gives us our 3rd magnet counter. Okay. Bubble slows down the clock, but honestly, if I had to pick a magnetic card, that might be it for this turn, because we just need to survive this turn. This is going to be the worst turn for a while. Okay. This is a bummer because we will exhaust our identity with this as a boost. Obviously, the damage isn't so bad. We got plenty of blockers. So if these 2 cards are exactly helmet advance, I will have regretted playing the Protective Ward. It's very unlikely, but again, we've got a small deck. If I exhaust my identity, like, it's annoying, it's not game losing, I'm going to let it come through. Maria blocks. So it gets this as a boost to exhaust me. And another boost, which does nothing else. Next card. Counterspell. Counterspell is excellent, excellent. Absolute best thing to draw. And the M-type Sentinel is totally fine. So we'll go Spiritual Meditation. Gets countered, and we discard Counterspell. Okay, Sweet. Yes, that was an excellent, excellent turn. All right, pay 4 for Nick. Draw 3. So gotta make the call for Rocket is pretty nice against the M-type Sentinel. Not much else going on in hand. Maria Hill is an option. Yeah, we're not in a push state nearly yet. We got the bubble. We're under no threat. Let's not do anything too crazy. Crazy meaning like lose a bunch of allies to burn through the bubble, which has retaliate on everything. Nick attacks M-type Sentinel for 2. Kalu attacks the M-type Sentinel for 1. It's doing as most overkill damage as I can into the bubble. Pay 3 for make the call. Actually, no. I don't need to spend that. Make the call, Rocket. We'll lose Nick. Rocket hits the M-type Sentinel for 4, 2 of which overkills. When defeated, Magneto is tough. Beast thwarts for 2. And I am thinking of keeping both protective wards in hand. We are so in control. I'll exhaust Wong to heal 1. I will discard this end of turn. Yeah, when you're so in control of the game, you can take little inefficiencies not to just lose on the spot to the craziest things. All right, Magneto attacks. Kalu blocks. And only 2 cards, unless we get a Magna counter. Another M-type Sentinel, another minion. Okay. So like I said, I mean, I still need to just kill these minions because any kind of pedal to the metal damaging effort that ignores minions, those just have not worked for me in the past. So start with Master of the Mystic Arts, draw 3. Spiritual Meditation. Mockingbird is going to look like a nice play. Play the Winds. Okay, all right. Wong is going to discard this. Don't love that one either, but would have liked to see Crimson Bands would be the best right now, or Winds of Watum again. So I like Mockingbird a lot. Let's play Mockingbird. Stun Magneto. I can plink off Unicione's Tough. Yeah, Summoning Spell doesn't really get me anything. So we can play Magic Blast side by side. That leaves 2 resources in hand. 1 for rings. Okay, I'm going to hit off. This is also a good use of hitting Tough off Magneto. Oh, but I can do that with Overkill. Hit Tough off Unicione. I want to heal when I side by side for sure. I'm just really being picky on the ordering. If this next card is Winds of Watum, I would like to master the Mystic Arts to play it. I guess I'm not going to play Summoning Spell though. Sorry, that probably made no sense. I have a lot of internal monologue right now. Okay. Ready with side by side. We're going to heal. Going to attack with Wong since I'm going to give him the Tough back. Attack Unicione for 2. Then I'm going to exhaust and pay 1 for 7 rings. Vapors doesn't do anything. since Magneto's already stunned and confused. I can just... Actually, Strange might be the one to thwart for 2. I'll pay 3 to Magic Blast M-type Sentinel. Discard the top card, which isn't going to matter again. Give Magneto a tough, but he already has one. Oh, I guess this is kind of... Okay, the overkill... Okay, doesn't quite work. Because he's just going to get the tough back. Rocket attacks Unicioni for 4. The overkill hits the tough, but then it's going to come right back when Unicioni is defeated. I could just like swap my confuse with... Could have done that earlier, I guess. Just swap my confuse with stun just so I can get this off the top. Well, I couldn't have done it earlier because then I wouldn't have played Magic Blast. Beast can still thwart for 2 here. Still just take every opportunity we can to do that if we ever need to take a turn where we can't thwart it at all. I like this because with Crimson Bands, like we can... Well, I want to get Crimson Bands anyways. Yeah, we're still not quite at just doing all the damage in one turn. But I like getting this out of there. Do I like that more than removing my own confuse? Yes. Vapors of Altor change my confuse for a stun. Then Beast thwarts for 2 on the main scheme. And the turn, keeping Master in hand since it's nets us plus a card with wins on the top. All right, 2 on the main scheme. Magneto stunned. 2 encounter cards. That's fine. And so this will... So obviously we got the confuse, so we don't have to cancel it. But we do. If we do cancel it, we keep the confuse. It's our last advance, though. We're going to get the helmet at some point. I'm going to cancel it, actually. Well, no, I'm not going to cancel it. Still got Professor X, can give the confuse back. Or we just wait until the next time through the encounter deck. Could do a lot of damage this turn. Every resource might make a difference. I'm going to let it happen. If I really need to, I can reapply a confuse. But we'll get more information with the hand. All right, we're at 2 hours. If you're still watching, kudos to you. I'm going to take a break. Got to get this data off my phone so that if I do happen to win, I don't miss the ending because of losing data storage on my phone. So quick cut. We'll shuffle when we get back. Yeah, see you soon. Alright, back for my cut. Whenever I do a cut, I always like to shuffle just so no one accuses me of rigging the deck in my favor. So before we think too hard, let's play... Oh, before I restarted, I was doing some look at the damage because with Master of the Mystic Arts in hand and Crimson Bands being next, we can actually do quite a lot of damage, but I don't think it's... well... It takes up... You can pay the Master of the Mystic Arts, pay 2 for the Crimson Bands, pay 2 for the next Crimson Bands. Let's assume an ally hits the tough off. First Crimson Bands blocked by the bubble. Second Crimson Bands does 7 down to 15. We certainly don't win this turn. Need some allies to thwart a bit. Yeah, I don't really want to go all in on that yet. We're still in a totally safe position. So let's just Masters of the Mystic Arts to draw 3. Okay, Magic Blast actually helps push in some damage. Although I am stunned, need to remember that. So I will exhaust to play Winds of Watum again. 2 cards left in deck. 1 more coming. Okay, especially with the side-by-side, this turned into a lot of damage. If I had more like double resources in hand, maybe. Ha. Speaking of damage. So let's say Mockingbird hits off the tough. Ready. Still, it would be crazy if it's actually 29 damage. Oh, I lost Professor X there. I've still got double Protective Ward. And yeah, both of our advances are through now. It's going to be a lot of damage, but I'm not going to assume that I can just win. I'm going to have Beast eat the tough. We'll get retaliated anyways, so use the one that's on 1 hit point left. And I might make the call Beast. Ready? I don't think I want to Master of the Mystic Arts, but I might. So that would take 4 total resources. Then it takes 2 more to play it straight up. Then I could keep my Protective Wards and play 1 more 2-cost card. Oh, I still have the Eye. So I could play a 2-cost card or... or Magic Blast. I could play the Astral Projection to just to get the Acolytes out of there. Not going to have a chance to remove stun and magic blast. So if I don't master the Mystic Arts, oh, also, yeah, just making the call for Beast is just super efficient. But yeah, 3 for Astral Projection, this for Master the Mystic Arts. Yeah, we've got the space and the resources, so let's... These magical enhancements, I thought my burst turns might come from the magical enhancements, but it's really, man, just playing the Invocation deck is so often better. Okay, well, let's start things off. Paying 4 to make the call Beast. So Band Together makes more resources, but might not use it this turn. Sorry, let me keep one of these in hand, spend the eye instead. But I'd rather just draw Band Together next turn. Yeah, I just don't think I'm Magic Blasting this turn, so let's save Band Together for next turn. This might be dumb. I'm going to get Band Together. There's a world where, with Wong, so we're going to reset the Invocation deck here. Wong, maybe we Master of the Mystic Arts, Winds of Watum, or we Vapors of Valtor to get rid of the stunned, and then we want to play Magic Blast. I guess I still need to pick 2 resources to pay for Crimson Bands. I'm going to have an easy 3 thwarting from my allies, so I'll skip this. Pay 2. Exhaust for Crimson Bands. 7 onto the bubble, goes away. Magneto stunned. Oof. Hot dog. So I almost spend a protective ward to play this because I might... These are 2 very strong things to still play from hand. Okay, I'm going to play a protective ward for Master of the Mystic Arts. We've still got 1, advances are gone. Yeah. Draw 3. Not much there, but we have other stuff to do. So Wong can just attack. Yep. Wong attacks for 2. Sidekick. Ready both characters. Let's buff. Well, buff or heal? One side by side still in deck. Guess we'll heal. It feels kind of bad. I guess, yeah, I still would need to remove my stun to play Magic Blast. Or Winds of Watum. No. Okay. Attack to remove my stun. Pay 3 for Magic Blast. Top card is a mental, so we even put the Confuse back just for later. Might go away with the helmet. And 5 damage. We need some thwarting, so a Beast and Mockingbird. Thwart this for 3. Really not worried about the main scheme at all. Let Wong attack for 2. Let's keep Rocket, just in case we get Metal Shards. 1 damage isn't huge. I'm going to discard Make the Call end of turn. I just don't think it's hugely important. Would rather see like side by side. And another Magic Blast. Two threat on the main scheme. Magneto is stunned. And can't imagine we don't have the lethal in hand, so let's see how much that changes. Alright, Caught Off Guard is an annoying one. I mean, not the end of the world. Obviously not cancelable. I guess probably just a resource generator. If I discard Triskelion, I have to ditch an ally. Sidekick has a low cost, but then Wong dies. We'll go the eye. But all things considered, totally fine. Senyaka could be ignorable. And another attack. So if we look at the damage and I just cancel it and we win, this would actually get a magnet counter. So let's look at the damage. And I can just completely take this on my tough as well. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. With the ready, 12. Get 1 more point somewhere. We're drawing 3 with Winds of Watum. Any ally, sidekick, or side by side, whatever. But what magnetic cards actually hurt me? I guess I'm just going to cancel it. Like, if we can't win this, that's crazy. 5, 6, 7. Oh, I can actually... Okay, Beast does 2 into Senyaka, then Rocket attacks Senyaka for 4. So this, okay, this would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, that's the same, because he gets +3, but I have to waste 3 damage there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, it is just 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Let's cancel it. Nice try. Magneto. And just get another look at everything one more time. But this doesn't have guard or anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 13. Boom. Magic Blast Magneto for 5. Redundant Confuse. And attack for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. Let's go. Down goes Magneto. At long last. Only took Doctor Strange. Well, that was a pretty smooth game, to be honest. The advances early on, like I said before, right? They were annoying. Like, we hit some bad variants, and the boost icons drawn on those advances that made us go to the next scheme. But that meant we weren't getting minions, attachments, side schemes that we weren't able to deal with efficiently. And so we just had strung together several nice encounter turns in a row early on. Right, we hit this, we hit Master Plan, putting threat on there. I think in this iteration of the deck, so right, I've been iterating and recording the last couple. This is the first iteration with the Triskelion, and it was the first iteration where I took out. Well, it's just as important what you take out as what you put in, right? I was playing Call for Backup because it's just good, but Doctor Strange doesn't actually thwart this that easily. So we end up spending the resources for this, the resources to thwart it. Sure, we get Nick or someone, but I think Call for Backup was right to not include. I was trying Hawkeye for a while, hitting the minions, but I would just end up Crimson Bandsing on the minions anyways. Brought in Rocket in the last iteration as well, which just completely wipes minions. I still feel a little bad about playing this Guardian card, but cheesing it in with Make the Call and Summoning Spell. I don't love doing that, but if it's in the rules, we're playing heroic mode against the hardest scenario. I'm gonna take what I can get. I was trying some team training stuff. I cut down 1 side by side at one point. I was really excited to try Face the Past. I think Face the Past, maybe with Rocket back in, Face the Past would have been sick with Doctor Strange, obviously readying being very strong. Crimson Bands not being an attack on the villain. But anyways, part of my rambling on like this is to say, it took me a lot of games, but ultimately I got to a deck configuration that I think works pretty well, right? Triskelion, in some of my earlier games, I was just losing so much value by sacrificing allies to play allies from hand. Triskelion was big there. There were so many turns where we would have had to lose a block or something to play an ally. So Triskelion was huge. But then, yeah, just had decent encounter turns throughout. Played conservatively as possible at the end to avoid those advanced disaster situations, keeping the protective wards in hand. And this is just what I love about playing in Heroic. It's not just, I lost 30 games before I won my first one, but this one win is like so incredibly satisfying, and it was fun to work towards that, iterate, learn what works, learn how the Magneto scenario works, what the cards you can ignore are, what the cards you can need to always be watching out for are. So this was a really fun journey for me over, obviously, only the 4th match that you'll see online, but I've been playing this matchup for over a year at least, whenever Phoenix came out, basically. So anyways, thanks for watching. This was a long one, but hopefully a worthwhile one. Knocking off one of the biggest challenges in my quest to defeat every scenario in the game on heroic difficulty. I'm glad the sidekick stuff worked out as well. If this failed, I was going to ditch the sidekick stuff and just play more of the leadership staples. But I'm glad side by side looked pretty good there, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, super fun deck. Feel free to give it a try. Feel free to recreate this matchup. You know, it's capable of winning, so see if you can do it. That's one of the goals of my channel is to help show people some fun games that they can recreate for themselves. But anyways, I'll wrap it up here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.